What's good, y'all, man? It's your boy TMC Flames back with another update shooting video for you guys. Man, this shooting stuff is crazy. So I got up this morning, did some research on shooting, and I came across Bash Plug. Shout out to Bash Plug. That's my brother right there. Um, Go over to his YouTube channel and all his socials and show him some love. Let him know that TMC sent you. All right. It's crazy, man. So from what it looks like, we got a patch coming from Mike, man. We definitely got I definitely got a shooting patch coming from Mike. Don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. There's gonna be a shooting patch, and I hope that patch is not the patch that's gonna break this game like it did last year, man. Like we don't need that right now. The state the game's in right now, it's in a good state. Like I kind of like the game. I can say I kind of like the game. I like the game. The only reason why I like the game is because it's it's competitive. It does have a learning curve that you have to learn how to shoot, and I'm glad that they implemented, the what you call it, the 2K League sliders. I kind of like that. You know why I kind of like that? Because you got these so-called players out here who want to get into wanted to get into the 2K League. So this is their opportunity to learn the skill to get into the league. Like we're playing a um sorry to say this, but we play two different games. The 2K League plays one game and the consumer plays the retail game, right? So what 2K did was combine both. So 2K decided and combined both games with the 2K League sliders with retail. So that way, anybody decided, hey, one day if they decide to do the 2K League again, we all have an opportunity now to shine because we have the 2K League sliders. That's all I wanted to get on here and say. Like I said, I'm enjoying the game. To me, there's a lot of things. There is not that much things that's wrong with this game, but there is some things that's wrong with the game. For one, lane steals. That is ridiculous. Lane steals is ridiculous. It's like a shadow. Like you can see it. Like how does the defender know that I'm going to make a right pass or a left pass before I make the pass? Come on, Mike. This is your game. Like you're the head honcho of 2K, man. You're the developer, so you develop this game before all the thoughts, all the animations, everything comes through Mike. It comes through you, you know. So what I'm saying is that Badge Plug, or I should say Badge Plug, is saying that we're getting a shooting patch pretty soon, and I have the video for it, and I'm gonna roll up the clip for you guys.
Oh man, I have never seen this before. The shooting topic on 2K25 is even hotter than it was a few days ago. Everybody is arguing. Mike Wang is jumping in, the 2K lead developer. Ronnie 2K is talking about it. People are saying 2K dropped a patch that they didn't even tell us about. We have a lot to talk about today, man. I got some good gameplay for you guys in the background. Drop a like for me, hit that subscribe button if you're new. We're trying to get to 1 million, and let's get right into it, okay? So Swag's return went to Twitter and said if RNG shooting was the answer to prevent cheating in 2K25, we are doomed. Instead of implementing an anti-cheat, they implement a system to punish every single player in the game. Not to mention people can still cheat easily, okay? I need people to listen. I'm gonna say this in the beginning of the video. That's why I put it there, because somehow, some way, I don't know who convinced people. I got 100 comments in the last video saying, well, Badge Plug, they did the shooting this way because they're trying to stop cheaters. And yes, in Pro-Am, Stage, Proving Grounds, you are not able to cheat. But most of the people that were commenting on that are playing in the casual modes where you are still able to cheat. And I mean casual by park, rec, things like that, where you are able to use the jump shot meter. I've seen 100% proof, so please stop saying that. Yes, in some modes you can, but in the most populated modes, there are still people cheating. And now, if anything, that actually...
Hold on, Badge. Now, just like y'all just heard, right? This is why I said in my videos last year, before in 2K24, when I said, hey, they need to take shot meters out of the game completely. But did Mike listen? Did 2K listen? Like, y'all some hard-headed company. Y'all hard-headed company, man. We trying to help y'all out to fix y'all game so we can stop the cheating. And we gave y'all the blueprint. Everybody has said it, even in the Twitter, even in the X spaces. Take shot meter out of the game completely. Go back to 2K10. Go back to 2K9. Those games did not have a shot meter. You had to learn your shot. You had to learn your shot. You spend hours and hours in my career just till you got it down packed to go where? Online. I say this cold-heartedly, Mike. I'm saying this to 2K. Now you're in season 1. You're I would say, yeah, you're a week into 2K, right? This is the time now. So go ahead, make the adjustments that you need to make, and take the shot meter out of 2K25. And it's gonna start with me. I'm gonna hashtag it. Hashtag take meter out of 25. Hashtag take meter out of 25. It's time. Why are we still in the Stone Age? You say you guys are evolving and making the game realistic. No realistic game has shot meters. No realistic game has a shot meter. You took shot meters out of all the competitive modes. Rec is a competitive mode. To me it is, because it's a 5v5 setting. Which it should be a competitive mode, because that's where everybody played last year. Come on, Mike. And I ain't saying Ronnie neither, because Ronnie's just the face of Ronnie's just the community manager of 2K. He don't do nothing. I'm talking to Mike, the developer of 2K. Talking to you. Get your game right, man. You tired of people talking shit about 2K, right? You tired of it. Listen to the community. Listen to us, bro. We play this game more than y'all do. Take shot meters out of the game. Hashtag take shot meters out of the game. That's all I got to say.
Punishes the casual player even more, because now those cheaters have to go to the casual modes to cheat. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, guys, I wanted to make sure you understood that. I'm not wanting a shooting buff still on 2K25. Please also remember that. But let's get into this data. We got some set shot specialist data from 2K Labs. No badge, bronze, silver, gold, Hall of Fame, and then legend. Now look at that big jump at legend. 2K, once again, I'm going to give them a lowercase w, because the badges should just work like this in the first place. But in other years, they haven't really. Some of them haven't, okay? You see right here, 2% bronze, 3% silver, 7% gold is a nice jump right there. Hall of Fame is another 4%, and then legend is a 7% jump. That is huge. Thank you, 2K. We are doing this correctly. Obviously, that last jump needs to be pretty big, considering, let's say you have to have a 94, I forgot what set shot specialist Hall of Fame is, but to go up to legend, you're going to have to spend way more than getting the other badges. You see what I'm saying? So it should obviously be the biggest jump. Now, Mike Wang said on Reddit, someone sent me this, you'll have to take my word for it for now, but it's worth sticking with. The advantage a good rhythm shooter has over a normal shooter is significant, and no, it's not going to go away. Now, take that with a grain of salt. I don't know if that's 100% real because I don't get on Reddit. There's a lot of losers on there. All they do is hate on the internet. It's unfortunate. I don't want to even be near that because it's bad energy. But that's apparently what he said about the rhythm shooting. Now, what I would love to have from 2K and Mike Wang and whoever is responsible for making these changes in the game is some sort of data just like 2K Labs gives us. Why are we not able to see what the percent difference is, right? We are able to sometimes get information from Mike. Hey, you're going to get a 5% boost to your green window, to your shot chances of making the shot go in if you don't use a meter, right? We've got information like that in the past, and I'm just using an example right there with the 5%, but you see what I'm saying? We should be able to have some sort of knowledge on, hey, you're gonna get a 5% boost if you rhythm shoot. Now, me as a guard, 5% wouldn't really be that worth it because it's so hard to dribble around, then quick stop, and then rhythm shoot on top of it. Now, for locks, for poppers, whatever it is, I could definitely see you using that. So that's why I would want that information. It's like, am I really putting all this time in to learn how to quick stop? And then, because you have to quick stop in the game, you can't not quick stop as a guard or you're just gonna get a fadeaway every time. And then rhythm shoot. If it's only like a little bit of a difference, I'm not even gonna try to learn it. So anyway, check this out as well. Swag's Return said shooting 50% is not good. 2K is a virtual basketball game, not real life. If I wanted to shoot 50, I'd go to my local rec center. Do I think you should be able to shoot 80 to 90%? No. Although I do think if you are an elite enough shooter, you should be able to time every wide open. Ronnie2K said, I'm pretty sure if you shot 50% in your career and shot a dozen times a game for 10 years, you're going to the Hall of Fame. That seems better than good. So even Ronnie2K is jumping into this topic, to this discussion, to this argument, to the banter, whatever you want to call it that's happening in the 2K community, because there's so many different ways you could describe it depending on the situation and the people that are talking about it, right? But here's some more Mike Wang information. Iggymo said about that 2K Labs tweet that we talked about in the last video, Mike Wang came in my stream last night and confirmed that the visual cue always, in caps, matches the green window. This is how it's been every year. I don't know why everybody's acting like something changed. He said, you're not wrong, Baluba, which is Mike Wang. The ideal release point, aka visual cue, is always at the same exact point in the animation. Now, WR Bleg said, I spent 6 hours in the MyCourt, that's insane by the way, testing my releases in milliseconds, and I can confidently say that the cue doesn't match the green window 100% of the time. The release point is changing speeds, but the green window doesn't always follow it unless no pure green window, and make percent capped at about, I guess, 75% is what he was trying to say. So I don't know, man. I really don't. That is the biggest discussion right now is, yeah, shooting might be more difficult in the past than in past years, but is it really that it's more difficult, or are the cues changing, or the green windows changing? Are you able to time your shot correctly if you're looking at your player, is what people are arguing. They're saying if you're actually even looking at your player, because everyone's saying, oh, just look at your player and time the animation right based off your, push, release, jump, whatever you have on. A lot of people are arguing that even when you do that, it's not the same window. You see what I'm saying? It's not in the same area. You randomly, let's say you green 3 shots in a row on release. Well, now your next shot's going to be on push, right? So I don't know. We don't have 100% information on this, so I really don't want to say that's how it is, but just keep that in mind. Okay, so Grinding just posted a YouTube video right here. It said new shooting patch made ranked 2v2 easy, ... Now, I've seen a lot of people talking about this, and I watched Grinding's video. Okay, this is what he was talking about in his video. It shows you can green 5 shots in a row now instead of 3 in the casual game modes, but you can still only green 3 to 4 in a row in the comp game modes. Now, it is probably possible to go 7 for 7, but what I'm saying is, if you guys haven't been in the recent videos, either way, we have to bring this up. A lot of people are saying there's an algorithm on 2K Basically, let's say you hit 3 shots in a row, 3 threes in a row, and you don't do anything else. Your teammate doesn't take a dunk, doesn't take a layup, you don't take a layup, a mid-range, whatever it is. If you only shoot another 3 after that, you insanely decrease your chances of being able to make the next shot because of this thing 2K added called the algorithm into the shooting, where they basically want you to switch up the gameplay, the game style. If you're going, they don't want you to go 7 for 7 anymore. So even if you perfectly time the shot, you're still going to miss. You see what I'm saying? So we need to bring this up. This is honestly very, very important. So Mike Wang, our lead 2K developer, at least that talks to us on social media a little bit throughout the year, talked about this last year when shooting was a very big topic as well. But now it's just the biggest it's ever been because people can't shoot, right? He said, this is what it really all boils down to. If anyone has ideas for a better option than these two, I'd love to hear them. And by the way, I'm bringing this back up because people on Twitter are bringing this back up. He said, 1, keep pure green windows, no RNG. So if you time your shot right, it goes in. Right? That's what that means, which means for the sake of balance, the windows, the green windows, need to be pretty small like they are now so that good players don't shoot 80 to 90% from 3. This makes shooting very difficult for casual players and what we're dealing with now. So this was before the patch in 2K24, before October. He said, or 2, go back to bigger green windows that are easier for most people to hit, but cap the excellent timing boost, reintroduce RNG to keep the game balanced. This is how 2K shooting has basically worked for the past 20 years. Now, they tried to switch it up last year. People complained about it. I begged 2K, and I know you guys have heard me say this a lot that are here in these videos, that are listening. I begged 2K to not change the shooting in 2K24. I really figured it out about a week or 2 before they changed it, and I was confident that it didn't need a patch. Well, once it got patched, and then patched again, then anybody could shoot. You could shoot blindfolded, you know? So look, this is important because here's my answer from October 19th, 2023. So you can see the proof right there under the second tweet. My opinion at Baluba is number 1, except dramatically lower the 5,000 different shot timings or remove them. I also prefer the shooting pre-patch before the buff. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. Now look, I'm gonna get people that are mad at me no matter what, okay? Unless I didn't say anything, which is what most YouTubers are going to do. You see, a lot of YouTubers don't talk about gameplay. They don't give their opinion on anything. And I'm not saying opinions on like, oh, this needs changed or patched or whatever, but I'm giving you genuinely how I feel about the game when I say I don't think shooting needs to get patched. There's gonna be people mad at me about that. If I said that I thought it needed to be patched, there's going to be people mad at me. See what I'm saying? I can't win. I'm just going to give you my opinion, and I hope you guys can respect it. So Lele, or Lily, I don't know how you say her name. But anyway, she said this right here. Shooting on 2K25 is going to come down to the customer is always right. There's simply too many factors now in being a good, consistent shooter, and you're not rewarded for knowing your shot. This is a verified fact across comp, grinders, casuals, all modes alike, and it's affecting the integrity of gameplay as a whole. Something is wrong. So, Lily, I don't know, whatever her name is, she's in good with 2K. The customer is always right. People, right now, the majority of people are saying that 2K needs to change the shooting. The customer is always right. That means there's going to be a change, guys. There's a 99% there's 99% chance there will be a change in the shooting, okay? If she's saying that, then that's what they're telling her. You know, she's getting the feedback from them, and that's what they're saying. Now, another girl who's kind of with 2K, she said, from Mike Wang, the visual cue doesn't move around in different spots in the animation. The ideal release point is always at the same point in the animation based on the cue you choose. And I just don't know if I believe that, by the way, from playing 2K25. But anyway, the problem with shooting is a lot of people are just expecting to have the same success this year as they did in 24. But one of the main goals for 2K25 was to bring 3-point percent down to earth, which is why green windows are much tighter by design. The reason why we want 3-point percents to be closer to NBA averages, notice how she said we, is because we believe, again, it results in better basketball. It makes more builds viable, encourages more variety in scoring. When 3-point percentages start to hover around 60 to 70% on average, it makes no sense to ever attempt a 2. So the animation fluctuation wow, that's some rhymes right there, that Labs posted today was put in place to combat Zins, obviously, but we also thought it was justified because it increases the skill gap with shooting. A good user who's able to key their release off the jumper's visual cue when the time from the button press to that visual cue point is dynamic should be able to outperform a Zen user. So they still work, okay? Even I would say they probably, from that information, they probably still work in the competitive modes. You're just not going to shoot better than someone who's actually genuinely being able to adapt to the new shooting system. You see what I'm saying? So this is what Double H said, okay? He said, every shot I take now on my 6.6 ISO build is with rhythm shooting. My percentages are not only going up from my already 57 3-point percentage, but over my last 100 games, I've had more 6 for 6, 5 for 5, and 4 for 4 3-point games than I've had combined all year. So there's gotta be a genuinely pretty big boost. Okay, so if that Reddit post was real, which I said take with a grain of salt, Mike Wang said there's a significant boost for having the rhythm shooting. I told you guys you should definitely try it out, especially if you're not a guard. I mean, if you can learn it on a guard, learn it, right? But it's hard. Okay, anyway, Power DF said, what I really like about shooting in 2K25 so far is the noticeable skill gap. Not in the sense that the best players make every shot, but that bad players can't hit it all. This is the first 2K in years where I feel like I can leave bad players open and they'll miss just because they aren't good enough. And honestly, I kind of agree with that. That's how I personally feel about the game. I mean, you shouldn't be able to just time every shot even when you're not good at the game. Like if you're not good. Now, here's the only counter argument I can see to that, okay? Because I'll play devil's advocate here and be on both sides, because I honestly am not perfectly on the side of don't change shooting. I kind of can see what other people say. I personally have a pretty bad latency. If you guys know what that is, lag, whatever you want to call it, chop. My latency is around 80 to 100 milliseconds. That's very hard to play with on guard. On top of that, we're not even adding in 2K's notoriously bad servers. So I'm having to dribble, which is delayed, then quick stop, which is delayed, then shoot, which is delayed. It's hard, okay? It's not easy, and I don't know if I think the game should be easy. I really, really, really wish 2K would fix their servers. If we had, and I've said this a million times, I think 2K is sitting on a gold mine. If we had a system in place, if you go into the art of shooting, if you go into a my career game, your my court, the dribbling, the movement, the shooting, everything, it feels so fluid. It is beautiful. Now, don't even go in the comments and say, well, that's because it's an offline game. But I understand offline and online can never have the same latency. Okay, so basically what that means is, if you don't know, when you press your button, whatever button it is on the stick when you're playing online, when I have a 100 millisecond latency, it takes 100 milliseconds for the game to register that I pressed the button on top of 2K servers, right? But many other games, and this is a very known fact if you guys don't play other games besides 2K, which a lot of people I think more in the sports community do than any other community. That's not something that happens as much. Like, I can go get on Call of Duty right now on my computer, or I can load up Fortnite and have the stats on my screen. I don't play Fortnite, but I'm just saying I can load up the stats on my screen. Fortnite, by the way, was amazing back in the day. Just don't play it anymore. I can load up the stats and it'll show me my latency, and it'll be like 20, 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something going on with 2K servers, and it's been like that for a long time. So playing on that latency, that lag, is definitely frustrating, and that's how I can see the other point of view. Okay, I wanted to fully explain that. But anyway, this is what Joey2K said. I want to make it very clear once again, until we have all the data from more testing, please do not patch or touch shooting. And I fully agree with that. I am still, and I told you guys this in previous videos, not 100% with don't change the shooting yet. Okay, like, I'm 99% there, 98, but I do want to give it another week, another 2 weeks. Let's see how this all plays out before everybody freaks out and we make the game just like last year. Just like last year. If you guys don't remember, the game was not hard to shoot before the patches, but we just had to figure the game out. You see what I'm saying? So I really am on that side of don't change it, but I'm not 100% yet. I am giving it some bit of leniency to see, maybe, but I'm most likely saying don't change it. Okay, so Chalk said, my favorite part about this pure green window argument is that it doesn't make any of y'all better. If you've been losing, this doesn't make you start winning. Half of y'all don't know what any of this means and are using buzzwords you've seen other people say. Now, I do halfway agree with him, because a lot of people are taking this into some sort of different context. They're like, I'm shooting 26% from 3. 2K is making me miss all my shots. I'm going to put my hand on your shoulder when I tell you this, buddy. If you're shooting 26% from 3, it's more than 2K's fault, okay? You got two problems, okay? 2K might be making you miss a little bit, but you got other problems than that, okay? Okay, now look, Boom said right here, since we're losing the plot because this has just been such a hot topic, we've asked 2K to do something about Zins even though they're a hardware issue. 2K implements a shooting system that is dynamic to help combat that. 3 gives us an option to have a bigger green window. 4 implements an in-game reporting system, yet we're still upset at this point. We don't even know what we want. And you see I said Zins/Titans still work. This narrative has to go. Only place they don't is the quote-unquote comp areas. What's funny is the casual player is now even more at a disadvantage because the geeks who want to cheat are doing it versus them because that's the only place they can be used. Rec, park, etc. Guys, the casual player is now even more affected. Not only do they have 5,000 different shot timings, which I've been warning you guys about is not something I'm a big fan of since 2K23. I'm okay with multiple different shot timings, right? Like low stamina, a fadeaway is a different shot timing, but not as many as we have, okay? We are heavily affected. Now I'm not saying like I'm a casual, right? But I'm saying I play in the casual modes. So all the like 98% of 2K players are more affected. You've got to worry about these different animations, and now the game's changing your green window, and there's fluctuations, and you're playing with the latency. It's rough out here, okay? So she responded and said, I think we missed my point though, Badge. The areas most affected by Zins and Titans last year were comp stage prom areas. This year, they're significantly less effective. I'm not saying this fix is perfect or should stay, but it's literally what we asked them to do. And Frostbite, you see, said 70 likes. There has to be an alternative way to combat Zins that doesn't completely destroy the user experience, and it's 2K's job to figure it out. Now, not everyone thinks that way. Not everyone says that because of this new system added, it's ruining their experience, okay? And I personally also don't believe it's ruining my experience. There is a bit of an annoyance to it. Like, there's so many times, guys, I'm on my 99 3-point build, legend badges, lethal zones, catching it off dimer, jump shot boost. I know I'm timing my shot right all throughout the day. And I get so many misses where I know I'm timing it wrong. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm really just not a big fan of that. Now, maybe, okay, there is some in there where, you know, obviously not every single time I think I timed it right, I actually did. But if I shot 70%, 80% last year in some modes, and then the year before, and the year before, and the year before, you think that I don't know that I'm not, like, I know I'm timing my shot right, you know? But anyway, Cash Out is the first veteran one in 2K. Yes, we're 20 minutes in and we switch it up. But you guys see he unlocked Heat Check Booster plus veteran level daily rewards and an animated player banner. So the daily rewards are going to be better. Last year I got the elite rewards and I barely got anything good throughout the whole year. I've never got really anything good on there besides, you know, like maybe 20 boosts in every category or, you know, Gatorade, whatever. Anyway, Power said, here's why I support the lower 3-point percentages in 2K, and it's less about realism and more about gameplay balance. The game is now more fun when there's versatility, and I agree with this, where an inside center can be just as effective as a stretch, and a slasher can thrive alongside a 3-point guard. This mirrors real life. Curry is great from deep, but Giannis dominates around the rim. Now, when players can hit 60 to 70% from 3, like has been common in recent 2Ks, it breaks the game. Builds can't shoot at that level become nearly useless. Let's break it down with math and true shooting percentages. 33% from 3 equals 50% from 2 in true shooting form percentage terms. If a player shoots above 67% from 3, even shooting 100% from 2 won't be as efficient as the 3 shooter. I've added a graph to make it easier to get, but, and we're not looking at that, in simple terms, you can make every shot from 2 and someone hitting 3s would still outperform you if they can hit it at a 67% or higher chance. That imbalance destroys build diversity and ruins the game's experience. Lowering these 3-point percentages isn't just about realism, it's about making the gameplay more balanced and enjoyable that is better for everyone and the game. Now, I do agree with a good amount of that. I think that there is a awesome amount of diversity on 2K25 right now. Keep in mind it is September. Not everyone has figured out and followed the meta and every best drill move and blah, 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 blah. But I've got my 5'9", that's really nice. I have my 6'4". That's, I mean, I do this every year. You guys know that. But I'm just saying, I make a whole bunch of different play styles every single year. I got a Shaq build. I got a lock build. I got multiple different guard builds. You guys can see in yesterday's video where I unlocked the cap breakers, which is the best reward in the game, by the way. I'll have it at the end of the video so you can click or tap to go to it. But you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to explain that there so far has been a good amount of diversity. I'm not like I hop on the court or someone hops on versus me after the game ends, or we pull up on them and I see, oh, there's that build again. Oh, there's that build. I mean, maybe the 5'9" is the most feared build for me because I know how good the 5'9" is. I know it sounds crazy to some of you, but I have a 5'9" and it has, well, it has 96 steal, 99 3, 99 ball handle. I know how to use it. In the right hands, it's a very deadly build, but I'm saying there's a lot of versatility right now on the game, and I'm pretty happy about that. That's something that I can say is good about 2K25 right now, although I've got some, I've got some complaints. I've got a few, but anyway, Lily said right here, anyways, back to the gameplay. Last thing about shooting on 2K25, no matter how you feel about shooting right now, in all caps, it's not RNG. And I just don't know about that. I mean, she's in good with 2K, so she could be relaying this information, but 2K Labs has not, like, look at this. Look at this. Let me show you guys back to this graph right here. Let me pull it up. This graph right here is from 2K Labs. There's no 100%. Even with legend badges, there's no 100%. 2K Labs and 2K Toots, you guys see, I mean, it's right there in front of our face. I could be reading the information wrong somehow or whatever, but they have homemade Zins that they created that can perfectly time shots. They're testing and testing and testing, and they can't find a pure green window. Pure green window means you time your shot right with a certain rating, certain jump shot, whatever it is, and it goes in, okay? I don't know how to believe that, bro, if they can't find it. I'm not sure. Anyway, Double H said, my 2K24 2K card 12 days into the game on the left versus 2K25 2K card 12 days into the game. I'm shooting better than I was in 2K24 despite having a lower 3-point rating. So he shot 59.3% through 618 games, and then 448 games on 2K25, 60.3. Now, that is 170 less games, so maybe it'll change, whatever, but you guys get the point. It's kind of going back to what I was saying is we just don't know yet, okay? Let's figure out the game more. Let's get more statistics and evidence, real proof from 2K Labs and maybe even Mike Wang about how the shooting really is. Let's figure it out more. Let's have jump shot boost on. Let's get our hotspots, our lethals, let's learn our jump shot before we say the game needs a change, because every year this happens, every single year. My only gameplay complaint, as you guys know at the moment, like actual gameplay complaint, is the teleportation steals. We've talked about this a few times. I'm not saying steals need to be nerfed. I'm not saying interceptor steals, on ball steals. I'm only talking about when you're driving into the lane. You guys that have played the game know exactly what I'm talking about. And I have a lockdown build. My 5'9" has 96 steal as well. So I would be someone who wants this to be in the game because I know how to abuse it more than other people, right? But you drive into the lane, and all someone has to do, they can even just be holding their right stick down or up. And when you're driving in, they can be way behind you. Hit X or square, right stick up, down, whatever it is, and it will literally teleport them in front of you and strip the ball. I'm talking about 5 feet away, like 6 feet or 7 feet away, like completely not even close. Now, if we're talking about a realistic basketball game, which we're, not necessarily right? Because I believe the game needs a good balance of arcade and realism. But that's what 2K is trying to do, is make a realistic basketball game that is nowhere near realistic. And honestly, I'll just pop it up on the screen for you guys so you can see an example of what I'm talking about, a few different examples, because it's bad, okay? It is really bad. And it's honestly not good at all for the game, because when I'm running into the basket, I have to literally be a far amount away from my defender if they have a brain, right? If they know how the game works, because people are catching on, to go up for a dunk. I mean, far away. And even then, they can still get the animation. So now when I have a decent gap where I should always get the dunk, if we're looking at any other 2K game, it's a dunk. I have to, if they have a brain, wait out their reach or wait for them to jump. And even if they jump, they can still land on me after I made them jump and block it. And what I'm talking about is there's also another animation where someone can reach, and I've seen this many, many times. This is the same thing I'm talking about, the teleportation thing. They can reach They don't reach again. So they reach right before I go up for the dunk. And then, so I'm about to go up for the dunk. They reach, they miss. They miss. They're not locked on to me. They didn't teleport onto me. And then I'll go up for the dunk, and it like zooms them onto me and trips the ball. They don't hit X again. They didn't do anything. They didn't hit X or square to attempt to steal the ball after they missed it, and it still throws them on. So they miss it, and then the game, like, I don't know, it like bugs out and then throws them back on like they did it again and like they were in good position. So it's pretty bad. But anyway, let's talk about this right here, okay? We have from Boomy, again, she said, Ronnie 2K's jumping in. Not sure if you knew this, but it's okay to disagree. The problem is we never actually listen to each other. Your game experience on 2K25 is valued, but it isn't the only one that matters. We all make up one 2K community. And Ronnie said, think that's what Mike Wang, our gameplay developer, and gameplay team is struggling with most. Struggling. You guys see there's some internal conflict going on because they're trying. You guys don't agree, so how are they supposed to make the masses happy when there is no consensus mass? So he's saying, if you don't know what he's saying, people can't agree on how the game should be. So how can they, like, what can they do, right? All you can do is build the best game you can in your eyes, and 25 is popular with many, if polarizing. Okay, I don't know about polarizing, but he said also it came out 10 days ago. So there's some truth in both of those right there. I mean, if you're a gameplay developer, you guys know that have been in the 2K community. I know really good because I read almost every single comment. I'm on Twitter reading people's opinions and comments all the time. I'm playing the game myself and forming my own opinions, which is what I do. I don't form my opinions off anyone else, and that's what I encourage you guys to do on the game as well. But it's hard. I mean, imagine being a developer where you're in a community and people don't agree. They just don't agree on anything. Because this shooting debate is pretty split up, although I do believe the majority, let's say 70-80%, is wanting the shooting to be buffed. There's still a 20-30% that doesn't want it to change, and that 20-30, let's say it's 30%, that's millions of players. There's 10+ million people from what we've seen buy 2K every year. So I mean, of course, that's not the community, because we've talked about before how only like maybe 10% of those people actually consistently watch YouTubers and streamers and Twitch, just like every other gaming community. But you see what I'm saying? There's, let's say 300,000, if we had a million, right? Because there's easily a million, right? 300,000 people that are saying don't change it. So now you've made 300,000 people upset, and it's tough. But again, everyone's opinion matters. So that's why you should form your own opinion, because your opinion matters. Anyway, guys, click this right here or tap it to go to the next video. It's showing you the cap breakers, the best reward in 2K25. Literally the best reward. I don't know why you're still listening, bro. Click this, tap it, whatever you got to do. You might as well, because I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Peace.
All right. So there you guys have it, man. Like, it's a lot of things going on within the 2K community, man. Like I said, like Bad said, like Boom, Lele, everybody. We gotta stick together, man. That's all we got. We a fraternity, man. The community is a fraternity, so we gotta stick together. But I will have some more news for you guys later on this week. It's your boy TMC. Stay up, stay fly. Till next time, I'm out of here. Peace.